J'aimerais maintenant inviter notre prochain chercheur à dire quelques mots. Cheryl Gladu est doctorante au programme d'études individualisées de Concordia. Her research in housing communities merges her background in sustainability, business, and design. Cheryl is a research associate for Collaboratoire, a project aimed at building deeper community knowledge and engagement around issues of climate change. Cheryl was also part of a team that designed the first net zero energy triplex in Canada. So please join me in welcoming Cheryl Gladu.
So hello everyone, bonsoir. I'm really happy to have this opportunity to chat with you this evening about my research. As a PhD candidate, I try to consider how changing the process of how we design and build can address some of the challenges that we face in cities. I research in particular collaborative housing, or known as co-housing, as one possible solution. Co-housing is a form of intentional community designed by and for its members. Decisions are consensus-based, as there are no official leaders in these kinds of communities. In co-housing neighborhoods that are typically made up of 15 to 30 households, everybody has their own home, but they tend to be smaller than average. What there is more of is shared space, like gardens, playrooms, and workshops. This model of living emerged from the understanding that it takes a village to raise a child. So people collaborate to ensure things run smoothly, and common areas are specifically designed to encourage meaningful encounters between neighbors. It's a way of living that can both improve well-being while decreasing the material demands on the planet. So, as Amanda mentioned, in my past life, I worked at developing net zero homes. And so I'm a big fan of technology, I really like it. But I'm also aware of its limitations. So I've known the challenge of trying to give people what they want in a home. Co-housing asks instead to consider what they need. While smart technologies are great and interesting, sometimes what people really need is a place to age with dignity, support and childcare, or a place where they can meet and share a meal with friends. Studies show that people who live in these communities feel a greater connection with their neighbors, and that's good for their health. I'm not suggesting this type of housing, living in a community, is for everyone, but it does work for a lot of people. And in places like Calgary, Vancouver, and Quebec City, these kinds of communities are thriving. There are formally 18 of these communities in Canada, and there are many more under development. My research shows that people tend to live happier, more fulfilling lives by co-housing, all while reducing their environmental footprint. So this might not sound as sexy as a giant array of solar panels on your roof, but it's definitely more accessible and more scalable. And in fact, these neighborhoods can outperform green buildings as it relates to environmental features. But how do they do that? It's based on behavior. So if you know that people in your neighborhood recycle, compost, and share a lot of things, like even a car, you're more likely to adopt those behaviors as well. So I'm going to leave you with an expression in building design that smart buildings make dumb people. What then of smart cities? It suggests that we need to better engage people, citizens, in the process of co-creating truly smarter cities, so that we can ensure that our future is not just more efficient, but more livable. So as builders yourselves, I want to thank you for giving researchers like myself, like Shauna, an opportunity to investigate what the next generation cities could look like. Merci et bonne soirée.